Hello, people. We are back at the podcast, episode 160, and we are back in the house. It's your boy, International Walk.
It's your girl, Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest.
She's a great co-hostess with the mostest. And we are back for another episode of us. Facebook, A2TP podcast, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Player FM, iHeart fucking Radio, and Apple Podcasts. On all the platforms. So go out there and check us out. Shouts out to my my therapist who realized that I was on Spotify and Apple Music. So I guess she was searching around other places for podcasts, and your boy popped up. So shouts out to her because she congratulated us on being on those platforms. So shouts out to our therapist.
Shout out.
Let's get right to it. Well, how you doing? What's up?
How
you be?
I am doing great.
I used to say back in the day, how you be? How your mama be? How your sister be?
How you been? Yeah. I am doing great. Mentally I'm a 9.
Okay.
Nothing wrong, nothing negative or anything. Just I would like to go on vacation, and my mind not worried about it, but just thinking, sort of kind of trying to not even pre-plan, to prepare. So that's been taking up some bandwidth in my head. And then there's also an opportunity that I want us to take advantage of at the end of the year. I know we had talked about going away for the holiday. What do you think about going to Ghana for Christmas and the New Year?
I saw that. So a lot of people say that December's the month to go to Africa.
Yeah.
Especially Ghana, because they have like a festival all month long. I can't believe I put a B in festival. A festival all month long.
Yeah, just saw a great opportunity. So something for us to kind of look at, talk about, maybe plan. It's early enough to kind of, financial. It's not even like a huge bill, but just something. So that's why I say I'm a 9. Like, again, nothing is wrong, but it's been kind of occupying some brain power.
And we're going on vacation.
Oh, I know.
This is our first quarter. So
I know.
We're going on vacation. We said we was going to try to go every quarter. We're still in the first quarter. We're going on vacation.
I said I'm not worried. I'm not worried or stressed about it.
I might want to go on vacation more than you. So we're going on vacation. That's not a if, and, or but about it. So
yeah,
don't start breaking balls.
I haven't even said anything.
But you put feelers out, and that probably was a feeler. And I'm just letting you know.
But
I probably want to go more than you, but we are doing something right now. And once we get done doing that, then that's when we do what we do.
I'm stressing, and okay, I haven't even mentioned it to you.
Well, I'm saying this to you because I don't want you to stress. I'm trying to give you some reassurance. I'm not trying to shoot you down. Yes. So just don't take it like that. I'm trying to shoot you some bell and give you some reassurance. Like, okay, I want to go just as bad as you. We going. Believe me, we going.
Okay. Financially, a 9, just because, again, vacations cost money, and, we have other things going on, and just trying to be more fiscally responsible. Not that we haven't been in previous years,
but always could get better.
Yeah, exactly. So just paying more attention to things.
Whoever says I'm maxed out, I'm physically responsible enough. I don't need to get better.
Yeah. Work is a 9. All good. Just people. Sometimes when you are in a position of managing people, it just requires you to be flexible in some ways.
Didn't you tell me one time that you didn't want to manage people? You always wanted to manage the system?
Yeah. And I did that for 4.5 years. Okay. And then an opportunity arose itself for me to go back into people management, and here I am. But I mean, it comes, I think I had to kind of get it out of my system for a while, because at the time that I transitioned to a role where I was managing the process instead, I was a process manager instead of a people manager. I enjoyed that time. Like, I needed that time to focus on me. And you may be able to agree, or you may be able to relate to this. Sometimes when you are so busy managing people, you kind of lose track of your own personal growth and personal development as it relates to the job, because you're so worried about them doing the right thing and focusing on them. And for you it's a little bit different because you're in the mix, and I don't know, it just may be a little bit different, but that's how I felt 5 years ago, which is why I had to step away from people management and do something different, which was great. It was still a management level position, just without the people. Now I'm back into it with the people, and it's not bad. I won't say that at all. I have a great team, but people management just other things
people
come with
problems.
it. Yeah, I got a call today that somebody had to like take an emergency flight across country because their child had an emergency. Guess what? And I appreciate the fact that they were telling me like, this is what I'm doing, because had it been me or my, something happened to my husband or my sisters or something, I'm not asking permission from nobody. I'm letting you know, this is what I'm doing. I'll see how this works out, blah, 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 blah. But it's like one of them things that come with it. That's when you had went to the bathroom. I had stepped in the vestibule at the gym because I got that phone call, and it was like, oh, okay. And I get it. I 100% get it. There's other things that now I have to like align and see, because that comes with managing people. But I get it. Anybody's child, if you feel like that about your parents, your spouse, whomever, be out.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, it's a 6:30 flight I can catch, and that'll get me there in time.
There was a guy this morning that you bring that up, not on my team, but on another team, and that's close to me that I saw. And he drove to work today, got there, and right when his team was about to start, he was like, man, I ain't feeling it today. I don't feel good. I think I'm going to leave. And left.
Yeah.
And it's like, those are the kind of people problems you deal with, like, in real time, first thing in the morning, and your guy just leaves, and you start to think, damn, why'd you even drive here?
And he probably was trying to push himself.
You know what I mean? Like, why'd you even fucking come here? If you was going 10 minutes into getting started, you got to go.
He may have wanted to try, but then it may be one of them situations. If I stay here, I could hurt myself. I could hurt somebody else. Or my mental may not be in the right space. I could say something. And it may be best for me to just go home and chalk it than potentially get into a situation and lose my job.
That's looking at it from the employee standpoint. But, I mean, from the supervisor standpoint, you would think you want me to send you home. So you come here and you do poor performance, or you look sluggish, and you want me to say, hey, what's wrong? Oh, you sick? All right, man, just go ahead and take the day. Like, right. You want permission to take the day off.
But that's what I'm saying. But I appreciate him taking accountability and saying, I'm not giving you the chance to send me home, or for it to be worse. I could do something and have a bad attitude and get fired today. So let me just gracefully bow out and say, you know what? I'm going to check out for today, so that now you can only judge me based on my decision, not on my actions, not on my, not on my bad performance. So, but yeah.
Let's get it back. What's the
physically? I'm a 10. I feel great. Hit the gym up the last 2 days. And a new month is coming upon us. January is finally over. Not rushing time, though.
January was like 6 months ago.
Yeah. But I feel good, and I'm looking forward to going harder. Had to, ladies, y'all know how the hair struggle is, but now I got braids. I don't have to worry about my head sweating profusely. And I'm just really ready to step.
But your head still is your head. It's still going to sweat, right?
Yeah, but I don't have it's still going to sweat, but I don't care, because the braids I don't have to do anything to it. Where like my hair being out and it's sweating, now it's like I either got to wash it again. I just got to manage it every day.
That was like it sweats more if it's just your regular hair.
No, it's still going to sweat, but with the braids, you don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't care.
It's not going to be as loose.
Exactly. It ain't going to be a mess on my head. I'm not going to have to worry about, do I wash it? Do I blow dry it? What do I do to it? Do I brush it back in a ponytail? Do I slick it down? Nope. Put these braids in a bun.
One of the perks of being a female.
Yes. How are you, baby?
I'm good. Mentally, I feel like a 9. Yeah, nothing's wrong. No stress, no drama. Just feel like a 9. So always leaving room to improve. Finances, I feel like it's a 9 on a mission. Few more weeks will be good. Work, I feel like is a 10. Having fun at work. Probably get my guys back Monday. They went away again this week.
Okay.
So probably get them back Monday. And get this restaurant started. I took some more videos today. I don't want to put them up yet, but yeah. So we getting started on that, and I'm excited about this place. Physically, I feel like a 10. Like I just, I put this sweatshirt on today because I don't want y'all to see the finished product until like springtime. But yeah, it's like that.
You're a psycho.
Because I never get no, like, support from you when I'm talking like that. You just be looking at me like, nigga, please.
First
like, nigga,
of all,
please. Like, where's the support at?
What did I tell you?
Like, yeah, he fucking He-Man.
What did I tell you?
Tell the people. Why you telling me?
We were doing sit-ups the other day with a kettlebell. So, first he, held my feet and I did my sit-ups and we swapped. We did 3 sets of 10. 10? That was only 10?
With the kettlebell,
like
we
20.
did 10.
Sheesh. 3 sets of 10. They was brutal, but it was good. But as he was coming up, and I don't want to give y'all too much because I don't need y'all to be looking at him like this. But as he was coming up, the shoulders and the chest area, they were shouldering and chesting. And I let him know, like, babe, like, when you was doing them sit-ups, like, you was doing them sit-ups.
I like, yeah. See, that's the type of support I like. So like I said, physically, I'm good. I feel like a 10. Wows and woes. Ups, downs, stops, goes, blacks, whites.
Well, I'll say I didn't really have any woes, and I don't want to conjure. No, I'm sorry. I was gonna say conjure up any. Let me pause though. I found out my grandpop isn't doing too well. And that was kind of like, oh well. But one of the things I truly believe in life is that if you treat people good, we all gonna die. It just is what it is, and it's gonna be sad when some people die. But when you live good, treat people good, do right by people, it can help to minimize some of the sadness. Like, I have regrets that I have not been able to see him and spend time with him. He's suffering from dementia. His caretaker, my aunt is his caretaker, my aunt and his family. And it's just one of them things where I choose not to visit for other reasons. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having the memories of him that I have. He was an amazing, he was an amazing grandpa to me as I'm growing up. I don't want to speak like he's no longer here, but I'm just not, physically in his presence as, at this point of our life. So that was just a woe, knowing that he's, nearing that stage. But guess what? Sometimes old people surprise you, they say he wasn't doing well and they didn't really put a time period on it. They said it could be any day, it could be any month, but just basically, letting us know that the time is nearing.
Can I say something about that? I don't think that you should use the word regret in that sense, because I understand what you mean about not being able to go there, but I know the origin of why you don't go there, and I think you do that for you and your headspace and who you stand for. So I don't think that you should regret that.
No, I thought I don't have any regrets.
No, you said I regret not being able to be around them. So it's
like,
and then you gave the reason, like, because of other reasons is why I don't be around them. Like, I heard everything you said, I received that, but don't regret something you do for your inner peace. And
that's true.
Me knowing the origin of that, it's like, no, like, you stand on that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, again, so you're right. I don't have any regrets about my relationship with him. I wish that things were different and I could see him. Right. But I'm okay with the memories that I have of him. And I hope that if an opportunity presents itself for me to see him, before his passing, then that's great. But if not, I know that he loved me and he knows that I loved him. So, but that was my woe. But I'm not sad, so this is not like a woe is me thing, It is, that's life. Like, death is part of life. So, my wow is just feeling good, feeling really great. I had a self-care day this weekend. I did not have the best massage.
It wasn't that self-care day that got you feeling good.
I did not have the best massage.
Fuck that massage.
But I had an amazing facial. And I feel good in my body, in my spirit, in my mind, and that's just my wow. You gotta acknowledge those moments when you feel good, because we talk about when we don't feel good. So just acknowledge I feel great.
It's crazy how we're so connected, because my woe was going to be like, you had heard about your grandpa and all that, and I know you wasn't sad, but I just be wanting you to know, like, I'm present in that, and that it's a thought in my mind because it's a thought in your mind. So that was my woe, and my wow is just making it another week. Just waking it another week. I feel like I just feel real positive, like just positive thoughts, pushing positive energy outside into the world. That's just what I feel right now, just positivity.
Quick question.
Yep.
This is episode 160. Can you think of anything else you've done in your life 160 times?
My job.
I was gonna say, other than like waking up every day.
My job. Be faithful to you.
160 times?
160 times? Yeah, like.
You mean for 160 days?
Yeah, that's 160
It's quite more
times.
than that,
Yeah,
but okay.
I'm just saying, you just.
Well, no, I'm speaking from a numerical standpoint. Is there anything else that
other
you've
than
done?
my job? No.
I can think of something you've done more than 160 times, though.
Well, yeah, I mean that, but I thought you didn't mean that. Like that's 27,918 times.
I was just thinking, like 100. Like it's just impressive. I'm proud of you that you've had 160 episodes, and I was just thinking, like, what else is something that you've done? You probably you've gone to the gym 160 times.
Yeah,
probably more than that.
You understand? I do this because I love to sit down and talk and have conversations about anything. So that's why it's about your 10,000 hours. Like I just feel like you put your time in, and something will happen. And if it don't, at least I got to do something that I love to do. And
but something did happen. So
yeah, and I'm not like wasting my time or anything like that because again, I'm not chasing anything. But I love to sit down, sit with you, talk to you about crazy shit, and get a different perspective on things. So yeah.
We've probably had more than 160 date nights.
Yeah, 160 laughs.
Yeah.
We've done more than some things that we ate at more than 160 restaurants.
I don't think we've eaten at more than 160 restaurants. We've eaten at a restaurant
Since
more
we've
than
been
160 times.
You
think we've eaten at 160 restaurants?
Yeah.
Wow.
We started at McDonald's.
That was our first date, y'all. Don't front on the number 2 because he let you get the cheese.
Like we started, and she got 2 cheeseburgers.
2 cheeseburgers with a french fry.
You started at McDonald's.
Right.
So yeah, I would think we've eaten at over 160 different restaurants.
Okay.
From McDonald's to Applebee's to 2-star restaurants, 3-star restaurants, 4-star restaurants, 5-star restaurants. Like,
wait till we eat at a restaurant in like Italy and have some thin crust pizza.
What's up? Talk. Where we at? Pick a topic. What we got? Talk. Go.
You just go. I can't see the board.
Wow.
Just talk.
You ain't got no goddamn glasses
on.
You're blind ass. You can't see shit. The first neurolink was implanted in a dude's head, Elon Musk. So with this neurolink in your head, we talked about this before, you can access like all the technology, your phone and anything that's automated and shit like that. Just like they had the chip where you could pay for stuff. Mm-hmm. But this is implanted in the brain. The dude is recovering well, and he'll be able to just think about what he wants to email or think about what he wants to text and access those things that way.
Yeah, I saw the story on the news and they were saying that it's going to take a while for them to be able to collect data on what the result is, like what's happening. But they did say the Neuralink chip or whatever was starting to link to neurons in his brain. Mm-hmm. It was how they explained it. I'm not interested at all in like pursuing this I don't want to be a robot. I want to be a human. I just don't want to be a robot. But you are a robot now in a sense, and I'm not trying to be smart, but in a broader scheme of things, we are robots when it comes to this fucking phone. So what's to say that we're not using an Oculus? What's to say we're not using the glasses that come? I think as far as I would go, I'm not chipping my body with anything, right. But I would probably wear the glasses that you can see like regular frames, but they have your email and text and phone calls and all that shit in the glasses. And they have the buttons on the arms that you can like you do your headphones that you just tap. But you see that shit in front of you like in the air. Yeah, I don't want to. So your glasses is sending off like we call it a hologram in front of you of what's on your phone, your screen, and all that shit. And you just scroll as you go. But we got these thin glasses on. Well, right now they big as shit, but
I'm sure eventually they'll be thin.
Yeah, I'm not it's like they make it so this is the crazy thing, right? They took it from where, okay, when you're at work, you got a big computer. Then they made it so that, hey, we can make this a condensed size and give you a laptop. So now you don't have to be at a desk. You can have a laptop and be mobile, but still have your work. Oh, then they said, guess what? We can even put it in your phone, so you don't even have to carry your laptop. You can just answer emails and stuff from here. Now it's like, guess what? You can be on vacation on the beach when you're supposed to be relaxed and not working, and now you can just look and have emails in front of you. There's like no disconnect. I don't want to be connected. I remember I had a director in my last position. He retired, but he was saying how he had got a Apple Watch at one point, and within like the before the 30-day period was over, he returned it because he was like, he realized, I don't want to be that in touch. Like, I don't want to know when emails are, if I put my phone down, I put my phone down. I don't want to know when emails are coming in, because now I'm getting notified on my wrist or my Apple Watch, or text messages. Like, he was like, I don't want to be that connected. Like, I want to be connected to a certain extent. Phones, pretty much, it's kind of like you said, we don't have robots in that sense. I mean, we are robots in that sense where we don't even have a choice in some cases, but
400 million Americans got phones.
Yeah, but we do have a choice in some sense. And when he said that, and this is, I mean, he's probably in his 60s, late 60s-year-old man he's been a professional long enough to have retired now, and he lives on the beach. And he was like, nah, and he wasn't like some old fuddy-duddy man. He was acting, he was like, I returned it. I realized, I didn't want that kind of connection. So now you're taking it even further. You're implanting it in my brain. Count me out.
So would you ever chip your arm so you can, not have a wallet, in your hand or something?
No. I always use the analogy of the old people who it took them a while to acclimate to the ATM, or then we called it the Mac machine.
But they eventually acclimated.
They did, but I don't want... It's bad enough that I use Apple Pay, because I was against that. Not having...
Putting your phone, putting your card inside
using your phone to pay for stuff. And I still feel stupid, because I don't be knowing, exactly if it's going to work. And then I got... my Apple Pay, you can't just tap it. I gotta double click it, and I gotta put a code in, because I just be scared if my phone is near something, it's gonna pay. So it's not even that convenient for me, because I gotta take 2 more steps after I tap it.
Double click and pay.
No, I double click, and I gotta put in a 4-digit code, and only you know my 4-digit code. So I mean, I don't want a chip in my. I don't want anything in my body other than what God gave me.
So what say we going in stores in the future where there's nobody in there? You walk into Whole Foods, it's not a cashier, nobody. You pick up your stuff, automated everything, and you just pay and leave out.
With your phone and tap it?
Yeah. No cashiers.
No, they have
everything
those.
Is just automated.
They're called autonomous supermarkets, where they do have those. I haven't experienced it, so I don't know exactly how it works. But you go in, and as you're putting stuff in your cart, it's ringing it up. Now I don't know where the pay part comes in. Maybe you
probably have
put your card in the cart.
Probably, because they probably have a machine on the thing.
I mean,
where did we see that? In Wegmans, they have that.
Yeah, and then they also have, the other day I seen a story. This guy said he went into a retail store, a clothing store, Zara, a popular store, and he wanted to pick up some things real quick. And he's like, I went into the store today and ended up having to be a cashier. They didn't have humans. Now, I don't know if this was a trial run at this location where he was, but he had he had items, and you had to put a kind of the same technology as the supermarket. But I'm not...
Wegmans has a shopping cart that when you put whatever item you put in there, it recognizes it and rings it up on the, the little part where the kids sit. It's like a calculator there.
So this is where now we're seeing the divide in society, right? Because think about this. For years, people were saying, and I am a believer of this to an extent, that you don't necessarily need a college degree to be successful in life. I have an associate's degree. I thank God for the success, the corporate success that I have been able to attain throughout my life. there are people I know who are awesome at what they do who don't have degrees. So there are some jobs you can do. But now we're seeing where supermarket or retail workers are now going to be phased out by computers, but there are people behind the computer. So those people with
regional
the tech
managers.
Yeah, but those people with the tech degrees, the IT degrees, that is the field now that people should start looking back into.
So like to manage the system.
Manage
the process.
Create, develop, manage. They have programs called UX researchers. And that's UX is like a code name for user interface. So basically, they have people that look at, here's our website, here's our program, here's our app, whatever you want to call it. What is the user's experience with this? Is it user friendly? Should we make the buttons bigger? How should we make the progression?
Looks like? How does it work?
That's a job that people have. They call them UX researchers, and then they may not do
how's it navigate? How's the website navigate?
Exactly, and they may do like studies to say, okay, let's do a trial where we bring 10 people in and get their feedback. Then these may not be the technical people, but they take that feedback to the technical people. So this is where I say the divide is, because now it's going to start to say some of those is like a supermarket or retail worker considered blue collar. Mm-hmm. So those blue collar workers being phased out by machines, and we're going to need people to provide feedback on those machines. Mm-hmm. Because humans still have to use, there is still a need for humans because we're still here. So no matter what computers you have, no matter what robots you have serving us, we are the recipients of those services, and people want to know, what is our interaction like? So, and it's weird. I remember one of your brothers, saying, this might have been 10 years ago, where he was adamant that like he was just not a fan of self-checkout. He was like, I don't like that because it's going to take away people. And that's when like you would go into a store and maybe have a couple. Yeah. And now you have stores where you got 2 cashiers and all the rest is self-checkout. But I always remember him saying like, those many years ago, like, nah, I'm not a fan of this. This is going to take away jobs from people. And that's exactly what it's doing.
Shit. You should take your 401k money and invest in those type of machines.
Yeah.
Because you see the way of the world. You see how it's going. Some things, if you pay enough attention to, you can actually, like, it's people who can bullshit and be like, yo, like Bitcoin. Oh, they're going to take away the money this way. It's like, nah, they're not doing that. But some shit you can actually see, like, they're going to change this. Yeah. Cash, debit cards, all that kind of shit. Like, that's going to be phased out eventually.
Yeah. I would love to be, it's so much to take in, and you have to know who are the right sources, because you don't want to hear the BS. But I would love to, have some inside knowledge into some of that stuff to know, what are their investment opportunities. I'm not really interested on the end of like knowing for self-utilization, because again, as long as we have an option, I'm going to opt not to have anything implanted in me.
Right. Yeah, so. And them weird type of investments like that, you just don't know. I mean, you kind of can see like, okay, people are going to start using plastic and credit cards and cash are going to go away. Okay, boom. People are going to start doing the other, and you can kind of see it. But some stuff, it's like, I don't know if that's going to take over.
It makes me, I
remember John Giannetti saying years ago he invested $17,000 in French fry machines. And I was like, what is that? And he goes, you put a potato in and French fries it comes out French fries. And it was like, this is going to be in all the restaurants. And it's like it never happened.
Wow. Yeah, because most people
sounds great, but it's like it never happens.
Well, the thing,
you put an unpeeled potato in and out comes cut fries.
I was going to say it's a small market for that, because you got to think about restaurants who are making their own fries versus restaurants who are buying bags of fries. So there's a small market of that. But last thing I'll say about this, I remember 2002, I think it was, when I had a job for only about 2-3 months at this is a telemarketing job, the worst job I ever had. And it was called Electronic Merchant Systems. I'll say the name because I don't think they're still in business. But we were making cold calls to businesses, like your little mom and pop pizza shops and stuff like that. asking them, do they want to start accepting credit cards? Because that company used to lease the machine that allowed them to take credit cards. And when you just think back to the time where this was like a thing to market to people, where now you don't walk into any business and they don't accept cards. But back then it was like, hey, do you accept credit cards? Oh, you don't. Well, you know, this is what we can offer, and blah, 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 things that went along with it. But it just makes me think, like...
Was it a fee back then?
For people to use it?
For the store to have it?
Yeah, well, yeah, because they were leasing, they would lease the machine.
But I mean, and was it like now where it's like it's 3%?
Yeah, it was the credit card companies always charge the merchants a fee. Yeah, and I think like depending on
the store. Like
the merchant, yeah. So they always charge the stores a fee for credit card utilization. So businesses would have to structure their prices to make sure they're making money, because they know that some of the money has to be paid. And then you get a lesser fee depending on the number of transactions, the fee structure. But it just makes me think, you're talking about 22 years ago. And like that was the thing, like trying to encourage businesses to take credit cards, and now here they are taking human people to swipe. Like that's crazy.
It is. What else is going on in the world? UPS just got just settled a deal with their union. You remember this? They went on strike for like a week,
and they had got that big raise.
Settled the deal, yeah, and they bumped all their workers up to $100,000. Now they're laying off 12,000 workers. What was that? 90 days ago, to save $1 billion. 12,000 of their workers' salaries equal $1 billion.
I'm not surprised, because you got to think like. They
make
people are in business.
12,000 of their workers equal $1 billion.
But you got to think that's not just salary. That's benefits,
like trucks, all that, the benefits, all that.
That's
shit,
them paying into 401k. Yeah. So that when you talk about the net worth of one employee, their paycheck is just a small part of that. But then, like you said, the trucks. So now they can have less trucks if they have less employees. But people have to realize, too, businesses are in business to make money. So when you have your, working people, the blue-collar workers getting a pay increase, the people up top, where you think that money coming from? That ain't coming out their pocket.
Is that some shady shit to do? Because it's like, y'all go on strike. We know we need y'all from Tuesday to Wednesday. Okay, we got 1 million packages that have to go out. Y'all go on strike. So we got to make this right. But behind the scenes, we're going to lay you guys off 3 months from now. So we ain't really giving y'all anything. Like y'all get a bump in pay, a bump in benefits for 90 days. And then we land off 12,000 workers. So it's going to be a lot of y'all that got bumps going home. And now we got our money back.
Is it shady?
And yeah, we downsized 12,000 workers, but who's to say in 36 months we don't hire them 12,000 workers back?
No, they're not hiring those 12,000 back. But what's going to happen is they're going to hire. What they probably did is lay off some of the more tenured workers, because those are the one. Everybody ain't getting $100,000. But so what they'll probably do is replace them. But now the new people will start at the starting salary as opposed to
33,000 or something like that.
Exactly. Or they may restructure it where maybe they'll hire contractors, or like. So if you have a contractor, you don't necessarily have to pay them benefits. Right. You pay them a salary. I know in my industry,
1099 them, right? Because they're not employees of you.
Well, you may not. You may hire them through a company, like an employment agency. Okay. So you pay the employment agency. The employment agency pays them. You don't have to pay benefits. You don't have to pay PTO. That's all through. Then the benefit for the contractors is they can quit when they want. But I mean, and I don't know that to be true. I'm just saying they're going to figure out a way, because again, the goal is to make money. So the people in the C-level suites, when they got that $100,000 bump, that wasn't coming out of their paychecks. They wasn't reducing their $1 million salaries to pay the working class people more money.
When they gave them the bump, because it was like,
where do you think that's coming
everybody
from?
Driving a brown box truck, and it said that in the quote, like all those drivers will go up to $100,000 salary, and that's great. That's good. Like they should be making that, but. That's a lot of a big company to do that. And they got a few 100,000 employees across the country. Do you think that UPS is like a Chase Bank, like a company too big to fail? Like, do you think if they were going to go under that the government would step in? Because again, we got 2 million packages to go out from Tuesday to Wednesday. We can't be out of business Wednesday. Like, the fucking country will go upside down.
I do. I don't think that, yes, I do think they're too big to fail. I think if anything, there may be a merger or something like that, but UPS is used on such a large scale, like not even like our, retail purchases and stuff that we're making. You have major brands that have shipments going out through UPS on a daily basis. So I do believe they're too big to fail. However, another thing that we have to consider, this may also be partially a result of we've talked about inflation, and people are having some financial issues, doing less shopping, so they may be seeing a reduction. If stores are seeing a reduction in their sales, that means they're shipping less, because a lot of people are shopping online. Right. But if there's less shopping online, that means it's less shipping, less money. Like, it's all a trickle-down effect. But I don't think they'll fail. I think they...
So you think we do live in our lifetime, it'll always be UPS. It won't be like, damn, UPS went out of business.
I think
because you have a DHL, you have a FedEx, you have these other carrier services. So if one went down, now don't get me wrong, I would think UPS is the biggest. They've been around the longest.
I don't know if it's UPS or FedEx. DHL does a lot of international stuff, so they have a market. They have a market where they're not as big in the U.S., but they're
big in the world.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't know who was around first, UPS or FedEx. But I can't imagine seeing either of them fail in our lifetime, like you said. I mean, it's a shame when you get laid off from a job, no matter where you work. I hope that because they were union, that they have some package and things like that to help them persevere until, their next move.
Where we going with this? Megan's Law. Oh, so Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion.
I was going to say Megan Trainor. Wrong, Megan.
Megan Thee Stallion said a line about Megan's Law to Nicki Minaj, and it was directed at her husband. Mm-hmm. Screw all that. In saying Megan's Law in a song, it got Megan Canaan's parents, her dad, that, his other kids brought this back to him, and he read these lyrics and was highly offended that her name was used in a song because of Megan's Law, and his daughter was raped and murdered by a next door neighbor, which why they have Megan's Law, because he wasn't even supposed to be in the neighborhood like everybody was supposed to know.
Well, no, that's the thing. There wasn't such a rule at that time. He had similar charges previously, so had there been a law like this, people would have known.
Do you think anytime that this is mentioned that it's a problem?
No, I mean,
not just like us conversating, but I'm saying if you're using it in a song, if you're quoting it in a, I don't want to say derogatory way, but just not in an unpleasant way. Like, do you think it's any harm on Megan? Or any disrespect towards her?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think that I am usually super sensitive to things of that sort. When I read it, I felt like I can understand the dad feeling like, damn, like, you using this to attack a person and it's attached to his daughter. But I think it was a push. Like, I mean, she said something, I don't know the lines.
And the person you're talking about is a sex offender. So why would I be mad that you're calling
she
somebody
said
that's a sex offender a sex offender?
You shouldn't be mad at Megan. You're not or worried about Megan. You worried about Megan's Law. That was it. And I just felt like reading that. It's like, I don't know. I understand his daughter being attached to it. So anytime, hell, he probably go in the supermarket. If somebody has on a name tag that says their name is Megan, he's probably triggered by it. Not that they're doing anything wrong, but I think this is a push. Now, what I did read is that he probably has no recourse because artists have that freedom. Where creative freedom, and again, she didn't say anything derogatory about his child. She didn't. I mean, she just said you should be worried about Megan's Law. to use it in a like towards a person, like throwing it in your face because your husband is is on the sex registry list. I just don't see where, and I would never want to be in his shoes. To have, and I guess that's what it is, that it being used as fodder to be, it's like don't even bring it up in this sense. But I don't see where it was like, damn, that was below the belt. Now I will say this, and I wanted to ask you about this. Do you feel that there is a line that shouldn't be crossed when it comes to, I'm going to just say when it comes to rap beef, because this ain't no real street beef. And this is the reason why I asked, because somehow the location of Megan's
mom's grave,
and then they had desecrated. To like, oh, it was desecrated?
Yeah, that's why they got security there. It was desecrated once.
Well, I didn't know that part. From what I read, the location was disclosed. So there were threats that they were going to dig her up. So now they had to increase security. And it's like, all right, y'all going too far. Like, really? Like, y'all going way too far to threaten to dig somebody's mom up out of a grave over rap beef? Like, these chicks did a song together before. And now they mad at each other. It's like, this is so elementary. Like, I'm mad at you because you friends with her and I don't like her. So now I'm mad at you. And it's like, y'all taking it that two grown women, and now your fans are threatening to dig up some, and I'm not saying Nicki Minaj is responsible for that, but it's like people go too far. People go to Nicki Minaj.
I don't think to answer your question, nothing is off limits when we beefing. That's just how I feel. Nothing. Even if the beef
is like not even about nothing.
If we beefing, we beefing. If you say it's up, then it's up. I don't give a shit if it's about an ant. Like, if you got that kind of energy towards me, then okay. If I'm gonna have that kind of energy towards you, then it's no holds barred. It's not, oh, I ain't gonna go that hard on it because that's gonna hurt her feelings. Like, no, I am going in my hurt feelings bag and throwing everything that I think is gonna hurt your feelings. Is it morally disgusting and wrong? Yes, it is. But you can't, you don't have control over people's reactions. It's like when I say, like, if you don't like somebody, I hate them. And if you hate them, I hate their whole family. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how it is. It's like, if you say it's up, it's up. And if you say, fuck me, I'm whack, and I say your mom dead, don't get mad at me. Is it morally disgusting? Yes, but don't get mad at me.
And I guess that's where, for me, it's like, okay, I get if it's up, it's up. But as a person, and and I'm this is nothing I'm hanging my head on. Like, I don't like to argue because I can go to the pits of hell and say some stuff. Like, I know, and I'm not talking about towards you.
I know.
Oh yeah,
we wouldn't be together if you said some funky shit to me. I can
go to the pits of hell, and I wouldn't regret it because I'm not going to say anything that I felt like went against my character. Like, I'm not going to say I dig your mom up and burn her body, because it's like inside of me, I'm not going, but I can say something that you're going to be like, oh my God, I wish I never opened my lips to say anything to her. But it's just certain, I guess that's what I'm saying. Certain things wouldn't even come into my mind to say.
Nah.
If some things would, and it's going to hurt, but it's like, what kind of, and again, I'm not
giving off that kind of energy. Whatever comes to your mind goes, because that you're being visceral to that person. They're being the same to you. So you never know what they might say. It might not even be something that they think is valid, but it might cut you deep.
Yeah.
Because you know it's true. So I'm coming back with some fire. I'm coming back with some fire.
And again, I don't want, like, I don't know. It's probably some crazy fans. What they call Nicki's fans, the Barbs, that done started this. But it's like, are you serious? Like, to threaten to dig up somebody's mom, grandmom, kids, anybody, to threaten to dig up a person's grave. It's like, who are you? Like, I don't want to fight no more.
So if you really beefing with somebody and it's like real beef, like y'all done fought all, like it's real. Somebody got hurt. Like, it's been bloodshed, and somebody says, I'm going to dig up your grandma. You think they went too far? Like, you gonna come back crying like, baby, what you for? Like, look what the fuck they said.
No.
You're someone dig up my grandma.
No.
Babe, you in real beef. Like,
no, it's not you saying that. It's like, I would think to myself, like,
I'm up against a devil.
Yeah, like, it's not even a matter of just the words. It's like, wow, you would do that. Like, now
they let you know how low you got. You got to go lower than well shit.
The fact that somebody got to put security to make sure you don't dig my grandma out her grave. Yeah. Like, are you like, now that's the kind of person where you got to make sure they can't make it to the cemetery. And I'm not saying, like, red rum nobody, but I'm just saying you got to make sure that they don't make it to the cemetery if you know, like, this is something they could potentially do.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah, people.
I don't know how serious I would take that though. Like, y'all gonna dig up my fucking, like, whatever. Go ahead. Like, I don't think I would be like, oh my God, we need to get security there.
But what if the cemetery called you, like, Mrs. Eves, we just want to let you know we had an altercation here last night. When we came in, we saw that there was some disturbance in, like, the dirt and stuff. So we increased security. You'll be thinking, what?
Yeah, I would be like, these motherfuckers is crazy. So fucking crazy.
You'll be like, what? Y'all came in there to do.
My God don't play about me. So if you do some shit like that, like, you gonna like lose air going down the steps or some shit. Like, nah, you ain't doing that. That's crazy. But I understand both sides. It is morally and disgustingly wrong, but when it's up, it's up. And that's just it. You don't got no control over the response somebody has. That's like you punching somebody in the face thinking, all right, give me a fair one, and they go get a gun. Why? Because they can't fight, but they know how to shoot. Like, maybe you shouldn't have hit that person. Like, you don't got no control over the response.
Yeah, people are just sick. Talking about morals, this is like a little more lightheaded, but just the way that people think. It's men out here getting BBLs.
It is. And this was a conversation that it's weird that men are getting BBLs, but for me, it makes me think that women get BBLs to looking more enticing to men. So they get ass because men like ass. It makes sense. Why do men get BBLs? And don't tell me that every man that gets a BBL is gay, because I hear that's not true neither. Like, there's straight men, heterosexual men getting BBLs. Why do heterosexual men, I'm a heterosexual man, why do you want ass? I don't understand that.
I think that, I don't understand either, and I'm not going to...
Because I know why a woman wants ass. You want a man to look at you, and because that's what men like, it's like, oh shit, she got a fat ass. But for a man, why do you want ass? Because women don't, women look at your face and, your body structure and all that. I don't think they necessarily look and say, yo, he got a fat ass.
No, but we don't necessarily want a man ass to be but so fat. We definitely don't want a man to have hips.
And you definitely don't want a man who ass fatter than yours.
There is, like, you can look at some men, it's like, oh my God, like, their butt can look nasty that it's so flat. But you don't really care about that, because as a woman, you're not expecting his butt to look nice and closed. Now, when he takes his clothes off, you can be like, oh, he got a flat, saggy butt or something. But you don't, as a woman, that's not anything that we care about. The only thing that I can think of, and this is, again, thinking on the sense of it being a heterosexual man, is like, that is kind of like one of the highest levels of vanity. And just listen to me. It's like a man, you think about this, right? I used to work with a guy, and he got his jaw restructured. His face just looked different. Like, his face was kind of round, and he got it restructured where then it looked kind of pointy. Then you think about, there's other men out there who they get fake abs, and they are heterosexual. It's like one of those things where it's just for vanity's sake.
But those kind of things you just named, your chin, you might not be okay with your face. Do I think you should be fucking with your face? No. But that's a vanity thing that is that people can see. Right. Your abs, you're going to be on the beach. You see guys with their shirt off. You want to show, look how you look. So you want to show that off to people. Your ass cheeks.
They might want to look nicer. Like, so you said on the beach, they might want to wear a Speedo and they might want to look a little bit nicer than they do.
So basically you said
looks.
A lot of the men who get fucking ass, who get BBLs wear Speedos? Because no, that's not the case.
Even if you don't have on Speedos, they might just want to look nice in a pair of shorts. They might want to look nice in a pair of dress pants.
And you do
they
that?
They just might want to
look
look
nice.
nice.
I've been a man for 46 years. I've never thought of...
Well, you can't compare yourself to the man that's going to want a BBL. You're not going to think like him. That's like, I can't compare myself to, the woman that...
No, but I'm talking about in a vanity sense. Like, I've thought to myself, oh, shit, you might want to get a facial, or, oh, shit, you might want a different haircut to look like... I've thought of vanity things about myself. Oh, you want to get your teeth fixed. Like, all those kind of things. But never have I thought to myself, so maybe some more butt would make me look nice in these jeans.
I never thought to myself that, I want eyelashes that look like bird wings, or that I want lip injections that look like you can stick a pin in them and they pop. People just think different things look nice or attracted to it. But let me just say, I think it's vanity mixed with a little mental instability, and then also think they are on the DL.
I was ready to say, let's have a real conversation. I think it's some butt stuff going on, because why would you want ass unless you want somebody to see ass? And women can't do nothing with your plumped ass.
Yeah,
so
but
you getting plumped ass because you're giving it away to another man.
Yeah,
that's what's going on.
But I've seen some men, and
like I said, I've been a man for 46 years. I probably had 3 women in my life compliment my butt. Oh, you got a nice ass. Like, it's not a thing where women go for men because they got a chunky ass.
It's not a thing, but women do recognize when a man there is a such thing as a man having a nice butt.
But it's a very fine line to where it's a fat ass, like a big hip man with a big ass.
I'm a woman. Listen,
okay.
There is a thing to a man having a nice butt. An athletic man that's working out who has a nice butt, it looks nice. You mostly see that on like football players and stuff, maybe track stars or whatever, because of their athleticism. A nice butt looks nice. A fat butt that with hips is not attractive to women. A flat butt, it don't look nice, but most women don't care. So there is something to having a nice butt, but women don't care. I don't know any woman that would not date a man who had a flat butt. I know women who wouldn't date a man more because he got too much butt than having a flat butt.
So again, why are you getting ass?
I think it's vanity mixed with a little instability, and
all the vanity things. I take that as things that you can see. You mentioned eyelashes and all that stuff. Those are things that you can see. Your ass cheeks are not things that people can see on a daily basis. You gotta think,
people dress differently than you. People, some men wear tighter fitting sweatpants, tighter fitting jeans. Again, when we talk about swimwear, like there are different things in suits. You can, dress pants, a slim fit dress pant. You can tell if a man has
a fat ass. Like, that shit they don't even make pants like that for men. You got to get your pants altered. Like, men's pants aren't made that way. Like, even if you get a custom-made suit that looks nice, like, and fitted on you, they don't make the ass come out. Like, they don't make a size where you get more ass cheek, because men aren't built like that.
Well, they would buy a bigger size
like a pea,
and then have it tailored to their waist.
But it's not about your waist. Your waist is your waist because you're a man. You made yourself a pea.
But
you got
what
more
I'm saying
butt.
is they would buy just like women have to do to fit their butt. So if you normally wear a size, let's say 40 pair of pants, you might have to get a 42
to get them over your ass,
and then get the waist taken in a little bit
to a 40 again.
Yeah. So I mean, that's they want to be big booty Johns out here.
I don't care what nobody say. If
the
men
big booty
is getting
Judys,
BBLs, is because they giving it away to somebody else. And because what's the woman gonna do? Your girl, your wife ain't gonna ask you go plump your ass up. Like, that's crazy. And for vanity reasons, like, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not doing that. Let's go 3 grams. Go.
Wait. Before we get there, though, we're talking about dating and butts and all that kind of stuff. What is the pettiest reason that you didn't date someone, or that you were denied a date?
The pettiest reason that I didn't date someone, I would say it would have to be bad feet. I'm a feet and hands person, and I remember being like a teenager, 15, 16, and seeing a girl's feet, and it was like, oh my God, like, there's no way. I don't care how pretty you are, how good you smell, how bad I want you. Your feet are terrible looking, and I can't be around you because I wouldn't be able to get your feet off my mind. Like, you better always have socks on. And I know that's not going to be the case, so no, I couldn't. I'm looking at the floor now, like I couldn't even look at your feet.
It's weird you say that. So for me, now, have you ever been denied a date?
I would think, I used to be so self-conscious about my teeth, so I would have to say, like, a girl probably didn't like me because of my teeth.
Okay. I would say for me, it's weird you say like bad feet, because it wasn't necessarily bad feet, but
is it the midget?
No, it is called a little person.
I'm sorry.
It was because somebody was slew-footed, and I just couldn't get past
their knees touched.
Like their knees touched and their feet went like that.
People like that can't run. You bust a couple shots in the air and they got to take off real quick. They're gonna fall. It
was just so unattractive to me, and I just felt like no, I couldn't. And like you said, no matter how you look, it was like we can't walk together because I feel so self-conscious.
And you're like a camel.
Yeah.
You walking like a camel.
Yeah, that was so petty, but I that was just something that just always was a turnoff for me. Just being slew-footed.
And what was you denied for?
I ain't never been denied. I'm everybody's type. I'm not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I may have been denied unknowingly, but I've never pursued or was interested in somebody and it wasn't reciprocated.
I'm gonna let you live, but go ahead.
Okay. All right. 3 grams?
Yeah. America's sweetheart.
Nia Long?
Yeah. Or Black America's sweetheart is to play Katherine Jackson. I never knew what she looked like, and I never knew that it mattered who played her. I thought it was all about Joe Jackson and Jackson 5. I didn't know like the mama was such an intricate role that you got to get Nia Long to play her. Like, you could have got at least Neil or somebody to play.
Well, I mean, yes and no. I don't think it's such an intricate part because you're right. I think in the story when it comes out, Joe is going to be, I would think, a bigger presence. But you kind of do want a character that gives some kind of resemblance. Or even if you can kind of put them in, I won't even say resemblance. I would think it definitely has to be similar complexion. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't want to get somebody chocolate to play somebody who wasn't chocolate, or vice versa. When you said Elise Neal, no, not Elise Neal. I thought about Regina Hall. When you said, I'm thinking, I think there are other people that could have played her that would have fit the bill. I think Sanai probably could have fit the bill as well, but she probably just got the role. I'm saying them because they're kind of all of the same, right? Roles. They're all the same complexion, and with hair and all that stuff, you can, makeup, change up and do things. Yeah, so I definitely think that I don't think when I saw the side-by-side picture, it was like, okay, that's not a far stretch. Now, I thought Katherine was a little thicker than Nia.
Right.
But I guess, they'll make do with costuming.
I could tell you some things about Joe and everybody in the Jackson 5. I couldn't tell you shit about Katherine. Like, I didn't, again, I'm not trying to play her off. I just didn't think that she was such a big, intricate. Growing up, when you heard about the story of the Jackson 5, you heard about them.
No, I don't know anything about her other than her being the mom and the wife.
Right.
Now, is she still alive, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know anything about her either, other than her being the mom and the wife. Mm-hmm. I believe that they were because Joe passed away, right?
Yeah.
And they were divorced, I think, or maybe just
separated, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about them either.
Nigga like him ain't giving up no divorce.
Yeah, well, and they were Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're strongly
against
like him
and Ike, they ain't giving up no divorce.
Just hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's so funny because it's like when you hear, I hate that everything is so doubtful that you see on it. You don't know if it's for show.
That's what it is.
It's for likes and all
that.
That
let me know that rollouts are much more bigger than a snippet of something or a little taste of something. Like it's a whole orchestrated story, and it's geared to make people interested, and it triggered it. It got people talking about it. She was unfollowing Charlemagne, unfollowing Envy. People was digging into that shit. And all that shit was them behind the scenes just to say later on, you're the TMZ ran up on Charlemagne, yo, this and this and that. He was like, yeah, I'm not happy about her doing that, but we'll see. So like just real serious shit when it's like y'all are phony as fuck.
Yeah, it makes it,
y'all playing the algorithm game.
Yeah, and it makes it feel like we're living in a love and hip hop reality show. Like, what content is real other than us? Like, it's all
a simulation.
Yeah, it just makes you feel like when you're watching stuff, you have to watch everything with a side eye. Like, is this really happening? Or like, are these people's true feelings behind this? I mean, y'all know one of the things we keep it authentic. If it's something I don't want to talk about, I'm not going to talk about it. Or if it's something I don't want to comment on, it is what it is. But we're not going to fake anything. And I know that there are other platforms where they are authentic in their conversation, but just to do a rollout like that just for the likes and all this, is like, come on, y'all made it corny. But I'm happy for Jess. I like Jess. I know you're not like a super fan.
I don't hate her, but I don't love her. Like, I don't think her stand-up is funny at all, and her skits aren't that great, but she is funny in some aspects of her. Her comedian stuff. She is funny. I do like her. I just don't like her a lot.
She's one of them people, and I'm not comparing her.
I like Mona more than Jess Hilarious.
I'm not comparing her stardom to Kevin Hart, but she's one of those people that it's just like, even just in general conversation, like she's quick with it. Her delivery of stuff, she just has a comical tone about her that I like. So, yeah. But I like Mona too. But yeah, she just has a comical sense about her when the way she talks. Even if she's trying to be serious about something, it's just like you kind of giggle because it's like, is she serious?
I think she's good. She would be great in improv.
Yeah, definitely.
She's like real quick with it. The facial expressions, you don't know if she's joking or serious.
Exactly.
Like that kind of improv, she'd be great at.
Yeah.
What y'all watching out there? We watching shit on Netflix. We watching Griselda and this documentary called American Nightmare. If y'all ain't seen that, y'all gotta watch American Nightmare. Like it's
only 3 episodes. It's a documentary.
Yeah, so you can get through it real quick. Break it down.
Well, I don't want to give away too much, but it basically is about it's a story of a girl. She says she was kidnapped. Her boyfriend reported it, and then it goes into the details, which are just like so far-fetched of this kidnapping. So it's really trying to determine, is she telling the truth? Well, is the boyfriend telling the truth? Was she really kidnapped? The story's so far-fetched, nobody believes it.
They made her out to be a hoax. They made her out to be a fucking pariah in the town.
Well, that's what everybody thought, but we don't want to give it away in case you didn't see it. But you really have to watch it because it's unpredictable, and as it unfolds, like you'll have so many different opinions throughout it. You don't really know what to believe. Is it a hoax? Did the boyfriend kill her? Did she run away? Did she plan this herself to get back at him for cheating on her? Was this like a scheme for her to get money from him? Like it was just crazy. And to think that this happened in real life America, in California, like bizarre. Griselda, awesome series. I've seen some people saying her youngest son, Michael, was suing or something because he didn't like the way it was done. And I seen a comment.
The family estate is suing Sophia because she's an EP on the show.
And they said because it focuses everything on her, but I'm like, what did they expect? It's about her.
Yeah.
What were the expectations is what I guess where I'm confused.
And you got to come to grips with reality and who your mother was. Like, your mother was a cartel runner, and she killed people, and she was a major cocaine dealer. There's no, like, that's not a lot of niceness that comes with that. So, you know, your mom was the female Pablo Escobar. So I don't know what type of, you know, maybe she was a great mom behind closed doors or whatever.
Well, no, she wasn't, because I would kind of.
Well, that's what they portray on.
Yeah.
On,
well,
on
I kind of got
series.
pulled up in some TikTok, and it was her son, the youngest one. He's the only one that's still alive, and he talked about how he, you know, his brothers had went to jail. Everybody had went to jail. So from the time he was 12, he was orchestrating these deals. He was traveling on private jets, making deliveries here and there. By the time he was 15, whoever the people were that were his custodians, he was paying their rent, but like living in these mansions. Like he was like a grown man from the age of 12 up, holding everything down. So he know what his mom was doing, and she wasn't a good person. But I'm just confused at why people were saying like, oh, this focuses so much on her. But it's about, I mean, there's so many different angles. You have the cops, you have all of the other cartel people, but it's about her.
Yeah.
I think it's great, you know.
I think it's great too. We got one more episode to watch. We'll probably look at it tonight.
It's 6 episodes.
Yeah, so it's another series you can get through real quick. And I think it should be like a season 2, but it's listed as a limited series, so it's only going to be 6 episodes. But
yeah,
the way it's going, it's like you could have made this a type of like a Narcos type thing where you got a season out of it.
You would have to get into the life of like her sons and things afterwards.
Like some character development, because like it was a lot going on in them 6 episodes.
Yeah,
really good, but the husband, the sons, you know, her girlfriend, see where that goes.
Another honorable mention is Death and Other Details. This is a Hulu series. If you're into like murder, mystery, detective stuff, it's really good, but you gotta have time to pay attention.
Yeah, the dialogue.
In my office, I have a TV, so I was trying to like multitask, but you can't multitask. Like, you have to watch the show. I was trying to work and just like kind of ear hustle and listen and look back and forth.
Can I say something?
You can't do that.
Duh. Death and Other Details.
Yeah.
There's like swipe of the hand shit that you gotta like see
exactly.
somebody picking up something or somebody putting something in their pocket.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
there's
like
a whole bunch of weird shit
going
on
thing.
in there.
So I really want to set aside. So we're only on the 2nd episode. I think I might have I'm on the 3rd episode, but you said it was 3 seasons.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I want to watch it. I like it.
Yeah, but you really got to pay attention. So that's I want to get into that.
That's it. That's a wrap. Act 2 the podcast, episode 160 coming to a close. Again, you guys can catch us out there on Facebook, act2thepodcast.com, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Player FM, iHeart fucking Radio, and Apple fucking Podcasts. You can catch us out there on all those platforms. Just type us in, Act 2 the podcast, and pop up. Go ahead. Give them up. Pop right up. Just type us in, Act 2 the podcast, and
it's and you have to be grammatically correct. It's capital A, lowercase CT, space the number 2, colon, capital T, lowercase HE, space capital E, PISODE.
There you go. Act 2 the podcast, episode 160. Your boy International Walt.
Your girl Taj, the coolest with the mostest.
If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.